Israeli occupation forces keep on bombing the Gaza Strip amid a humanitarian crisis that is getting worse due to the impediments to the entry of humanitarian aid to the coastal enclave. Our colleague Huda Hegazi with the details.
This weekend could be considered one of the bloodiest attempts due to the continuation of the crimes and massacres committed by the Israeli army here in the Gaza Strip. First of all, I would like to highlight the attacks that have been carried out on the northern area of the Gaza Strip, where on Friday night the occupation army committed two massacres against two families, one of them the Al-Bab family and the other Ahmad family, where the total number of victims of those two attacks, those two civilian homes have already exceeded 75 and more than 100 people have been reported injured. A massacre has also been committed in the area of Beit Lahija and near the camp of Jabali in the northern area of the Gaza Strip against the Al-Rash family home, where at least 40 victims of that family are reported in addition to dozens of injured people. I would also like to say that the attacks continue around the hospital of Kamal Adwan, which is the only hospital that remains active in the northern area of the Gaza Strip, and we could say that this hospital is literally on the brink of collapse. Yesterday, on Sunday, one of the most atrocious massacres was carried out in the city of Gaza, specifically with the Lubab family, where the occupation army bombed their home in the area of Al-Sheikh Rawan, causing the death of approximately 25 Gazan families. Now, we turn the attacks carried out by the occupation army against workers of international organizations. Yesterday, the occupation army committed two attacks, one of them in the area of Salah al-Din, against a car belonging to the organization World Central Kitchen. In that car were 5 people, 3 of them workers of this organization and 2 civilians. It is not the first time that Israel has bombed one of the cars belonging to this organization, which is an agency in charge of distributing humanitarian aid here in the Gaza Strip, in addition to carrying out various hostages. Also, on that same day, several hours later, the Israeli army bombed another car belonging to also, on that same day, several hours later, the Israeli army bombed another car belonging to another organization in the area of Kisan al-Nahar, to the east of the government of Khan Yunis, where approximately 12 Gazan families were killed who were waiting for the collection of flour from that organization. Therefore, due to the attacks carried out by the Israeli army against these agencies and organizations that are in charge of distributing humanitarian aid in the Gaza Strip, yesterday the World Central Kitchen Organization announced that it was going on to stop its work of distributing humanitarian aid in the Gaza Strip because it was afraid that workers from that agency would bomb again. However, the cessation of this work of the organization comes in light of a great humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip, in addition to a situation of famine due to the closure of the borders and because for more than 2 months of no food has come in, not even humanitarian aid in the Gaza Strip. However, not only are these two organizations going to stop their work in the Gaza Strip, but also yesterday we were surprised by a statement made by the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees, where it was reported that this agency yesterday tried to enter through the crossing of Kerem Salon at least 16 humanitarian aid trucks, but the occupation army had prevented from entering this aid, and even this organization has assured that throughout November it has been trying several times to enter aid. Still, due to the restrictions imposed by the occupation army, it has been prevented. Therefore, yesterday, UNRWA announced the cessation of humanitarian aid in the Gaza Strip due to the limits imposed by the occupation army. However, when UNRWA sent that statement, it showed its most sincere pain that it had to stop this work in light of the humanitarian crisis that was crossing the Gaza Strip, especially due to the famine that was taking place, but it assured that it has no other option than to stop, and it assured that it will try to do everything possible to get its war back as soon as possible. As we can see, Israel is doing it on purpose, that this organization and agencies stop giving humanitarian aid due to the restriction at a time when the Gaza Strip needs this humanitarian aid more than ever.
necesitan más que nunca esta ayuda humanitaria.